Welcome to Unleashed. Oh, we're playing as Korvold, so it's just like the Brawl event that they did a while back, where it's pre-constructed versus pre-constructed. But we've got our own decks this time, so should be fun. Now, as far as our opening hand goes, we have Orzhov Guildgate. We do have 4 lands and some really nice color fixing. Yeah, this is good. We're gonna keep. We don't really have any ways to get some tokens going, but with having 2 different card advantage sources and a way to kind of protect our board state with Unbreakable Formation, this is a good opening hand. So we will certainly keep on this one. So let's go and lead off with, I guess, at this point, if we're going to be going for Discovery, that would be nice. It's going to enter the battlefield tapped unless we control a swap. I think either way, it's just going to enter the battlefield tapped. So let's just go and lead off with a Tranquil Cove, and then we're going to go and pass the turn. So we're playing Alela. Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink. Other creatures you control with flying get +1/+0. Then whenever you cast an artifact or an enchantment spell, create a 1/1 blue fairy creature token with flying. Okay, since we do have Dead Weight's actually pretty good in this deck, so nothing's going to come into play untapped. So let's go and lead off with Orzhov Guildgate, and then kick it back over to our opponent. Playing it's Korvold. Flying, whenever Korvold enters the battlefield or attacks, sacrifice another permanent. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, put a +1 counter on Korvold and draw a card. So there we go. Cover both commanders. It is officially free time. Let's have some fun. So I think at this point, we're just simply going to go for Discovery. We're going to go for some Surveil, and then Impassioned Orator, and then, ooh, Tailsy. I like Tailsy. I think both of these are pretty good options. Yeah, so let's draw into that Tailsy end. That'll definitely be a good option to just snatch up Korvold really quick. And we're going to go Mystic Sanctuary, because this would be really hard for us to get those islands going. And then we'll pass the turn. So next turn, we'll at least have Tailsy and Dead Weight open. If we end up having to go for Castle to have that enter the battlefield tap. So that'll be good for us. But yes, as far as the deck goes, this is pretty much, and actually we're only running 1 creature in here, and that's Impassioned Orator. And so it's kind of nice to just have just a ton of utility stuff. I mean, this is, you're going to be able to deal with a lot of stuff. Oh, there we go, Impassioned Orator. So we'll have Castle enter the battlefield. Yeah, and then I think we'll just pass the turn, because I want to leave up, well, we don't necessarily, no, we do need to leave up Tailsy, because they did get down Arcane Signet, so that way if they do end up going for Korvold, they can still at least we at least have the counter for it if they make the land drop. So that'll be a good thing to kind of set their commander tax, and that'll be pretty good. So, but yeah, as far as the deck goes, we are running. We got like 13 artifacts in here, and I am running Legion War Boss. Okay, that's pretty good. Running 13 artifacts. We're running Tezzeret in here. That's the only Planeswalker. So if we can cash in a Tezzeret, that's going to be a pretty good option. So let's see. Hopefully we run into an untapped land, because it would be so good to get down to Alela and go for Dead Weight on Legion War Boss. That would be a very nice feeling. So we'll see what we can come up with. So they're going to swing in for 1. They'll knock us down to 25, and it looks like they missed the land drop. All right, so we run into God's Willing. We need to deal with Legion War Boss, because the more tokens they get on the battlefield, the worse it is for us. So I'm just going to get rid of Legion War Boss. And I still like leaving up Tailsy in. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. So we're going to go ahead and pass the turn. We are running 23 lands, so hopefully we're going to run into our land drop pretty soon. Now, with Zombie Army on the battlefield, we can go Conclave Tribunal on Dreadhorde Invasion. That's going to slow roll some of that stuff. Judith. Now, we can Tails in on Judith. I think that's good. Yeah, because that effect is not going to be a lot of fun. We're going to keep this pretty low to the ground with the 2/1, just these tokens on the battlefield. I kind of like keeping it that way. So, and then Orzhov Enforcer. Okay, so this is pretty good. So swing in, knock us down to 22, and that's going to be Plaza. Oh yeah, there we go. Plaza of Harmony, and then we go for Alela. We still want to be able to leave up God's Willing, so that's going to be black, blue, and then white, and then Plaza of Harmony. Okay, and that's going to be Alela. And that still allows us to go for God's Willing. Okay, there we go. All right, so this could be Alela on the battlefield, a little old Alela over there, and then we're going to go ahead and pass the turn to our opponent. So hopefully we can stick around this turn. We are potentially looking at Korvold coming down at some point right now. We do have Conclave Tribunal. That's going to allow us to go for that if they have some sort of spot removal. We have God's Willing. Or actually, if we're going to end up going for Guruk, then we go for God's Willing. Target creature gains control or gains protection from the color of your choice until the end of the turn. Now, when you are playing Alela, and you're playing a Brawl commander that cares about sticking around on the battlefield, you definitely want to. Oh, we need to make sure we don't get that that emblem going, because if they get that emblem, that is game over. So we're going to have to go for this Conclave Tribunal. But you want to have ways to protect your commander. It's so important to make sure that you have protection, especially in a deck like, Korvold is nice. You want to have some protection for Korvold. But especially in a deck like Alela, where she needs to be on the battlefield to get the token generation going, it is very, very important. So, yeah, we need to go Conclave Tribunal. So that's going to be not enough for that. That's going to be an extra token. Target non-land. Yeah, I think we do that, because that's going to give us a fairy token and still leave up God's Willing. So we're going to go Conclave Tribunal on. We're going to auto pay. That's going to be an extra fairy token. And we're going to go ahead and grab old Guruk over there. And we'll put him back in jail. And then anything else? No, we're going to go and pass the turn. So hopefully we're going to be able to get this back over to our turn. We can, we're going to get it back to our turn, but hopefully we can build up a few more tokens on our side. Once that does happen, if we get down Impassioned Orator, even if we are taking damage from our opponent, once we go for Impassioned Orator, that's really going to allow us to start to cash in some really nice life gain. So we'll see what they're going for. This can be Murderous Rider. So yeah, we're going to go for God's Willing. Target creature, and that's going to be Protection from Black. Now, if they've got another spot removal, they've got it. But let's see. But yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's very much. You want this. Let's see. Okay, we're going to get Protection from Black. And then Scurry for. Yeah, actually, don't mind having that land. So we'll put that on top. All right, so Protection from Black. That's going to dodge that Murderous Rider. And the good thing is that since Murderous Rider didn't destroy anything, it didn't go to exile, it just goes to the graveyard. So that was a pretty good way to dodge that Murderous Rider. So that felt pretty good. All right, so they're going to put a charge counter on Blast Zone. That's going to be 2 counters. We'll see what they're going to try to pop. I guess they're probably going for Conclave Tribunal at some point. So let's have Alela block on Wolf Token. And we're going to trade on this other Wolf Token, because at this point, we want to make sure if they get that Guruk emblem, that is game over for us. There's no way we're going to come back from that, because there's nothing you can do about it. So as long as they're off the battlefield, that's really going to help us out. So let's have Plains enter the battlefield, and we're going to do some sequencing. So we're going to go for Impassioned Orator first. That's going to allow us to get some life gain. We're going to go for Azorius Locket. That's going to be an extra fairy token. And not going to swing in, no attacks, then we're going to go and pass the turn. Korvold does not have haste, so we do have Chemistry's Insight next turn. That's going to allow us to go for at least have 3 mana open, so if they decide to... okay, that's going to be Liliana Dreadhorde. See if they're going to go for the -2? I don't know. That's kind of a tough choice, because that's going to get rid of a couple of their tokens. They're going to have to get rid of Orzhov Enforcer. We're going to let this go on through first. So that's going to be 5, 6, 7. And then we'll see if they end up going for the -2, because that's going to leave them with a 5/5, and that's going to leave us with Alela. So, but I can certainly see where they would maybe want to go for the +1 just to get a zombie token. So, okay, each player sacrifices 2 creatures. I like that. We'll sacrifice the Fairy and Impassioned Orator, because as long we can just jump block on this zombie all day, and then we've got Alela swinging in on the back end too. We do need to deal with the Afterlife tokens though, unfortunately. So we'll see what we can rip into. All right, so Dimir Guildgate, and I think at this point we just need to go for Chemistry's Insight. So yeah, let's do that. We're gonna go for Chemistry's Insight. Draw 2 cards. Ooh, Field of the Dead. Okay, and we've got Field of the Dead active, which is definitely good for us. We do have Unbreakable Formation. They gain Vigilance. Yeah, I think at this point, because they can go for the... Yeah, they can't go for the -4. Now, since we are getting a Tribal Lord effect from our opponent, from Alela, I think I kind of like going for Icon of Ancestry on Zombie. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. But if we want to close the game out, we can go for Fairy tokens. Yeah, I think Fairy's going to be a little bit better. Yeah, I kind of like that. So we're going to swing in at Liliana. Let's see if this is going to get that Fairy token to block. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to go Zombie, but I think that's getting a little too cute at this, especially this being at 8. If we had more life total, I think I would do something else about that. But yeah, since we're sitting at 11, I think we need to do something that's going to be a really nice flying threat for us. So, and this is one of the reasons why I like Brawl. You know, this is a pretty fun game. There's been a lot of back and forth action. We've still got some good action on our side too. We've got Chemist's Insight coming out of the graveyard, and with Icon of Ancestry, we have no fairies in the graveyard, so we're not going to be going for any activations. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's going to be Dragon. Okay, so this is some pretty good stuff right here. They have only one flying creature in the air right now, and that's going to be Rapacious Dragon. So let's see. There's probably going to be a zombie token activation from Liliana. At least we can trade zombie for zombie. Okay, so let's go. Zombie token on... Well, we can actually take that if we want to. Because they do have lifelink with that. Yeah, I think we're going to let that go on through. Because we want to try to keep this pretty low to the ground. And hopefully we can find a way to deal with it. Yeah, because if that puts him up, well, I guess we could take the hit. Yeah, let's go and take the hit. I'm not wild about this, but if we have Icon of Ancestry and we have Alela and we can build these tokens up, then we can kind of dodge that. Yeah, it's not like they're sitting at 40 or 50. You know, 23 is not going to be the end of the world. Ooh, Dawn of Hope. Okay. Whenever we gain life, we pay 2, we get to cash in a card draw. Okay, so we've got Dimir Guildgate. That's going to allow us to go for a token. We can go for Unbreakable Formation during our main phase. Let's do this. So let's go for Dawn of Hope. That's going to be an extra fairy token on the battlefield. We go for Unbreakable Formation. That's going to get rid of Liliana Dreadhorde. And then if we gain life with Liliana, we can pay that too. Okay, that's going to be pretty good. So we're going to go Unbreakable Formation. I'm just going to put +1 counter on each of those creatures, and they gain Vigilance, which is going to be pretty nice. This is going to create it to where we're going to be able to hopefully get rid of Liliana and also get rid of that dragon over there. So, all right, so opponent's going to... I think they're cracking some treasure tokens at this point right now, just adding mana to their mana pool. Okay, so they're going to be dealing some damage out. Let's see how this is going to play out. We'll let that resolve. That's going to get rid of 1 fairy. The good thing is we have Vigilance, so we're going to be able to get a nice swing in and not worry about that. So Unbreakable Formation, that's going to make it a 4/3. And we do have just enough mana to pay for that Dawn of Hope. So let's go and push in. We're going to swing in at Liliana. Oh, yeah, I forgot that we can't swing it. They did pop the fairy token that didn't have haste, so... But that -4 is going to be... Yeah, they still have to get to that -4. So we're going to go and swing in with Alela. Worst case scenario, it's just going to get that get that lifelink going for us. That way we can cash in an extra card draw and get a zombie on the battlefield with Dimir Guildgate. Now, we could have got down a zombie, but I wanted to kind of see what we drew into off of the Dawn of Hope. Okay, so we're going to see Dragon block. That's going to get us a little bit of extra life. That's going to allow them to cash in a card draw. And let's go for this Dawn of Hope. Yes, definitely want to pay that. Drawn to Pacifism. Now, if we actually Pacifism, pretty good. All right, so we go for Dimir Guildgate. That's going to be an extra zombie token because we Pacifism on the zombie army. Then they're just basically not going to be able to do anything. That really shuts their game plan down. So I think I kind of like that. Now, one thing that we can do is if they end up going for Korvold, if we can shut down Korvold with Pacifism, that will be pretty good for us. They are sitting in an 8/8 too. So we'll kind of decide what we end up going for. But if they get this life link going, that is just not going to be good for us. So that's going to be 1 damage. Put a +1 counter on Korvold. Yeah, this has definitely been an interesting match so far. And if we end up having to take that hit, I think it's okay. But once they get to that once they get to the -4 with Liliana, that is not going to be good for us. So let's see what else they're going to go for. They only have 1 mana available at this point with Arcane Signet. Okay, so they're going to gain life. Yeah, I think we do need to take this hit at this point. It's going to put them back up to 30. We're going to block. That's going to put them to 30. And then let's see... Ooh, Prison Realm. That is a wonderful option. So we go Prison Realm. Well, they're going to be able to recast Korvold. Can't attack or block. They still get that ability. We can Chemist's Insight. So if we're going to Prison Realm, I think we need to Prison Realm on Korvold because we can deal with Liliana. All right, so we're going to Prison Realm. That's going to give us an extra fairy token on the battlefield. That's going to allow us to deal with Korvold. Get that commander tax going again. We'll get a Scry too. That way we can maybe kind of set up a Chemister's Insight. We do have to discard a card, which I'm not super wild about that. And then Prison Realm, Scry 1, Castle Ventress. Yeah, I'm just going to put that on the bottom for right now. And I still think we just end up going Pacifism. Yeah, I like that. So we go Pacifism on the zombie army because that's going to stop that lifelink. It's just so important for us to stop that. So we're getting a few extra fairy tokens too. So we're going to be able to deal with Liliana with that -4. Let's go and push in. This is an interesting game too, so I'm really enjoying this. Let's just have Alela swinging in our opponent. All right, so that's going to deal with Liliana. They are tapped out. Do we have enough mana for a Dawn of Hope activation? Which, yeah, we do. So I'm just going to go and go for that so we don't forget about it. I'd hate to forget about it once we kind of pass the turn to our opponent. So better sequencing to be to leave up something from our opponent. But when you get late game like this, there's a lot of turns going. Oh, we could have gone for Dawn of Hope too. Yeah, that would have been a good option, but I forgot Lifelink does on Planeswalkers. So, but yeah, when you have a long game like this and there's a lot of commentary, your brain gets a little bit tired. And I've been recording for about 2 hours now, so definitely getting to that little bit of a fatigue point. So, all right, so we got Blood for Bones. Sacrifice a creature. It's gonna be 1 damage to any target. That's gonna be. Do we have a soldier? Our soldier token does have Lifelink. And let's see what they're bringing back. Blood for Bones. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. And I guess that would be Judith. What Judith? Yeah, so they end up snagging Judith, which is pretty good. That's going to be a good option because that's going to be basically as the second Mayhem Devil. And that'll be pretty good. Now, we do have to watch out with them kind of pinging ourselves with Sir Conrad. If we run into board wipe, we need to make sure that we don't run into like this like weird Blood Artist effect. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be good. I think we go for Kasmina's Mutation. Yeah, I like this on Sir Conrad. That'll be good because we get an extra fairy token. That's gonna make him just a regular dude, just a 2/1. So now all we'll have to do is worry about Mayhem Devil and Judith. So and I think we can start to kind of swing in. Because we're going to have Lifelink. The main, we're at 14. If they want to swing in on the back end, let's see. That's going to be 3/6. That's going to be 8. That's going to be 12. Yeah, I still think we should. Yeah, I like this. I like swinging in for 8. I think that's pretty good. We just want to hold. We just want to complicate it. If we swing it with the entire crew, then they're going to be able to stop that. So there, we knock them down to 21. Now we're going to have that Lifelink. Let's go ahead and pay for this Lifelink. Ooh, Absolution is going to be a wonderful option for us. No, excuse me. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we only have 5 mana. Okay, so we're definitely going to hold on to this one, and then we're going to go into pass the turn. So that's going to get into Mass Token on the battlefield. It's going to be a 2/1, but once we end up going for Absolution, now this does put us in a weird spot to where they can kind of be online for Judah things, but once we kind of build up our board state and we get down Ethereal Absolution, that's going to give us an extra token and be that really nice tribal effect. And, oh no, okay, so they're going to be able to cash in Alela. Yeah, that's fine. We've gotten in... That's pretty good. So we're going to put Alela, definitely put her into the command zone. So with Alela... And that's our first trip back, so that's going to be 6. So that's going to be pretty much our turn next turn. Now, ooh, they might end up going for Thrashing Bronodon on Conclave Tribunal. If that was me, that's pretty much exactly what I would do. This is some good sequencing by our opponent. Okay, yeah, this has been a lot of back and forth, and this is what makes Brawl fun, is you just end up with these really kind of heavy swingy games. So if you're a fan of Magic, if you're a fan of, just kind of putting your Magic brain to exercising it, because I love playing Modern, I love playing Commander, I love being able to jam certain strategies, but if you really want to exercise your Magic brain, play some Brawl. I mean, there's just a lot of times where you're trying to figure out, all right, how do I win out of this? I don't have a set win condition. What can I do? How can I sequence this? Our opponent just definitely tipped the game into their favor for sure. And so it's pretty good. Now, we might end up having to go for, there's lines of play like this where even though Ethereal Absolution is such a powerhouse card, we probably need the Chemist's Insight to find a board wipe. So it's probably what we need to do. And they got Gurk back and they got the Wolf token. So, all right. So let's see how they decide to swing in. Even if they swing in with the entire crew, that's going to be 3-6. And we've got 3, 5, 7. That's going to be 9 coming across on our opponent. So let's see how they decide to swing in. It looks like they might be going for something else. Murderous Rider. They're going to cast Murderous Rider. Now, if we Absolution... Oh, I meant to go for Chemist's Insight. They have nothing with flying, so we have Absolution. That's going to be 3, 6, 9. That's not going to be enough. Whenever our Wolf token dies, I think we still end up going for it. All right, so we got Field of the Dead. That's going to be an extra zombie. Let's go for Ethereal Absolution. They can be deal 1 damage to any target. That's going to make it really hard for them to do anything. Because it's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 12, 14. So that should allow us to stick around. And let's see where they decide to send this target. So they're going to send that damage up top. But I'm still going to do another check. So that's going to be, if we just let this entire alpha swing come in, that's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8. That's going to be 9. That's going to be 12. That's going to be 14. Korvold's going to be able to enter the battlefield, sacrifice a creature, and then they're going to be able to close it out. So we can't swing in with the entire board state, but we're at least going to swing in. We at least need to hold back a creature, I think, just to hit like that Mayhem Devil, or at least one of the 2 ones, but then that's going to be extra damage. Okay. Yeah, because if they Korvold, sacrifice, swing the entire crew, then that's going to be pretty rough for us. That's going to be 3, 7. That's going to put them down to 9. Then we can swing on the back end in the air. Yeah, I think I kind of like this. So I might be missing something. I hope I'm not, but I think this is good because we knocked them down to 9. We still complicate it just a little bit. And then there's nothing else we can do. We can't lock it to draw a card. And we can't go for an activation. Actually, we can, excuse me, to get an extra 1/1 Flying Spirit token. Yeah, sorry I missed that. Yeah, when we get to late game like this is just... let's wait and see if they have any sort of like removal spell or something like that, or at least maybe they're going to go for something else. So with this, we can exile if they have some sort of reanimator spell. That's the word that I'm looking for. So we can create that 1/1 Spirit token that's still going to be a 2/2 in the air, and because also the good thing about that is that it's going to allow us to. Okay, Mask of Immolation. And yeah, let's just go ahead and go for, just so there's no funny business, I think we just go for an exile effect. So we're going to grab something with flying. Actually Thrashing is going to be a better option. We're going to exile Thrashing. And no, excuse me, we don't have the mana for that. What am I doing? I just click on it and I think that we have that mana. Okay, so if Mass is going to come down, they're going to be able to get those 2 elemental tokens. When it enters the battlefield, get those elemental. We see Korvold come down. Let that resolve. Okay, so whenever it enters the battlefield or attack, sacrifice a permanent. And so right now they only have 1 flyer in the air. It's going to deal 1 damage to us. It's going to put us down to 14. And we'll see how they want to do this. It's going to be a +1 counter on Korvold. They're popping fairies right now. Oh, and the elementals, yeah, they didn't get the elementals because of Absolution. So I was trying to figure out where they went, but I was like, yeah, that's exactly where they went. And so, equip for 2, deals 1 damage to any target. And if that's all that they're doing, let's see. But I think they can go for Gurk, -3, destroy a creature. Sacrifice this, that's going to be an extra damage up top. And if I miscalculated, I do apologize, but one of the things you do want to be is sometimes you need to be aggressive in Magic. So, and if we have a way to close the game out next turn, then we can certainly do. Oh, ooh, did they get? Did they already go for... Have they gone for the Gurk activation yet? This is over if they have the Gurk. Oh, good game to our opponent. Okay. They're going to be able to fight through this absolutely. Yeah, this was a wonderful game. Yeah, this is pretty much everything that we want to see in an Alela deck, too. Unfortunately, we just had some really nice magic. Good game to our opponent. Yeah, that's wonderful sequencing. Yeah, you can see where, it really works your magic muscles sometimes, trying to make sure you're not missing something. And yeah, with all this trample damage, yeah, I still like going for that line of play, because that allows us to at least take a hit all the way down, and then we can get rid of our opponent's life total. So... But they're going to get on this one. They're able to secure a Gurk win, which getting that emblem with Gurk is a wonderful feeling. You're definitely going to see a lot more of Alela. I love playing Alela. But yeah, we got a good showing from Korvold from our opponent. Got a good showing from Alela. So that's pretty much everything that you want in a video. Had a lot of back and forth. There might have been somewhere along the line that I could have played a little bit tighter. But yeah, Brawl's a new format. I'm still kind of learning different cards. I'm learning to keep out for different things. And so, yeah. Still had a lot of fun, and that's what matters. So if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.